In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all the new event cosmetics added in today's update of the Haunted Hoard. Now, I'm going to be trying all these cosmetics. I'm going to give you all the thoughts about them. Every single one. I've been saving 30,000 souls over this, and I'm going to be trying to get every single cosmetic to talk about it and see my thoughts. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first combo we're going to get is the Psycho Clown, and we're going to go ahead and get the Lolly Chopper. Let's go ahead and put them on. Alright, we got the first cosmetics, title, and weapon on. Now, first up we have is the little old title, which is the Villain Era title. Now, this Villain Era title does look a little bit simple. This one costs 300 souls, which is around a Winter Outpost run, so I guess it's simple for that. Honestly, it's a pretty okay title. I'm just going to give it a 7 out of 10 for a title. For this cosmetic, this looks horrifying, and I'm not a big fan of it, but I like how it's done. I just don't like its style. It's not my style, but I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. But for the weapon, I do like this a lot more. Doing it pretty creative with like a lollipop, but with a chainsaw outside of there, which looks very, very dangerous. But I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10, which these are actually pretty cheap, which I actually got here for 600 and I got here for 800. So only a few runs and you can own these cosmetics. Let's go ahead and put on the next one. Alright, we have the next cosmetic here, which is the ghoul, or the ghoul right here that you can get for around 800, and a kitchen knife, which is around here 600. And I also got the ghosted title. Honestly, let's go ahead and start with the title once again. Now, the title looks a little bit better. Honestly, I'm going to give this one a 8 out of 10. It just looked like, ooh, ghost. It looks like a little spooky. And it fits like the Halloween theme pretty well. There's only so much you can do with the title. Next up we have is the cosmetic right here, which is going to be, it's like a masked killer, which I feel like it's a simple concept, but something that is decently well executed. I don't really find a combination between the blue and the black, but I feel like that's alright. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. But for the weapon though, I think this is simple but gets the job done perfectly. The kitchen knife, it looks like something that I will even be using myself. Look at this knife and a duck knife. Alright, I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10 because this looks like a cosmetic I think I'm going to use. Alright, we got the Pastel Witch, which is 800,000 to get all of these, which is actually not a lot. It's like around 4 Yokai Peak runs and you already have this amazing set. Honestly, I've noticed how easy it is to get these cosmetic sets now. That it used to be very difficult to get cosmetics, but now you can actually get these fancy ones for extremely easy. Well, let's go ahead and start rating. First up, we got the title, Not a Phase Mom. Now that's just stupid and funny at the same time. Honestly, could go like a joke with a certain amount of combo. Probably not with this one, but honestly, it's pretty neat. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Alright, next up we have the cosmetic. Now, honestly, I like how this one's set up. Honestly, I love the detail that's put into this cosmetic. For example, the clothes. Like, you can look over here in the arms, like all these little crystals right here, and how detailed the clothes is. And look at even the hair, like how many knots there is total there. That's a lot, and it's actually puts a lot of good detail. Now, we can even go look at the back, which looks a little bit more simpler, but it doesn't disappoint at all. Also, a thing that I like even more than this cosmetic are the weapons. The weapon is the staff tome and the staff. The tome looks incredible. I love this. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10 and a 9 to the cosmetic. Alright, we got the next cosmetic here, which is around the same price except for the title. The title's a little bit more, which is a full Yokai Peak run for the Dead Inside one. Once again, a little spooky right there. Just it wanted to fit more the theme, but this would fit more like a zombie cosmetic or something like this. I don't think like there is much of a zombie one specifically. I may be wrong. I haven't checked all the other cosmetics yet, but I'm honestly gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. Next up is that we got the cosmetic and the weapons. Now this looks a lot better. Honestly, with the theme of the colors, it is done to perfection. I love it. This does go a lot better with the theme, and it looks a lot more detailed, especially in the back and everything. And the book, oh my god, the book looks incredible. I'm gonna give this weapon and this cosmetic a 9.5 out of 10. Alright, the next ones we have here is the main character energy and all this gothic witch. Now the gothic witch, I think this one is the second best out of all the witches here, but not the best. I honestly think the red one looks better. It looks perfect. But right here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. First, the title, which is main character energy. This one looks like a joke one again. I'm just gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Honestly, this could just fit anywhere when you think you're just going to go try hard mode or anything like that. For the cosmetic, it goes a little bit better. Honestly, not as much detail as the red one, but I think around similar as the other one. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10 for both weapons, because the weapon and the books actually look insanely similar, and I don't really notice the difference. Did this guy just say boo? Alright, next one is we have this Saw guy here, and I did have to increase my graphics because the bat one is barely noticeable. It's just a bunch of black dots of bats just going around. Honestly, I'm going to be rating the aura first, which is going to be pretty lame, honestly. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It fits the Halloween theme, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 5, but I mean a 6.5 out of 10, but like it doesn't like feel noticeable. And if I go all the way here and I turn my graphics settings down, it is going to be a lot less noticeable, and it's going to look a lot worse. Next up is going to be for the weapon. I really like this weapon. I like the saws. The saws are constantly moving, which I don't know if that might be a little lag issue for lower performance devices, but honestly I think it looks pretty neat. It also has that little green aura coming out of it that is not part of the bat aura, which I think it's unique for weapons to have an aura. And for the costume or the cosmetic itself, honestly I'm not a big fan of it. It just looks like some random psycho killer with a certain set with a bunch of chains on it. He has chains all around his body, and honestly it's kind of weird. But I'm gonna give this cosmetic, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give this weapon, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. Alright, we got the next one right here, which is going to be the Haunted Hoard. It looks like a little bit of flames going out there. Oh, and some skulls. But if I go away, I can't really see them. But if you get close, you can actually see some of the skulls coming out of there. Or was it just me at first? I'm not sure, but I felt like that was part of the Haunted Hoard. Honestly, this is a little bit of improvement, so I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Now, for the cosmetic, this looks like a little bit better. Honestly, I'm going to give this an 8.25 out of 10. I've never done that before. But the saw actually looks around like the same thing like as the last one. It looks like a little bit more blue aura, which kind of combines more with this one. So I'm going to give this one also a 9 out of 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next cosmetic. We got the next version here, which looks like the magma version, and I just noticed that these hands are also red. They're fiery red, and they have a little aura out of it, which makes it a little nice. I'm actually going to give this an 8.5 out of 10 for this one. And for the weapon, I'm also going to give this a 9. And there's no more auras, or there's no more titles for me to go over. I already bought them all and rated them, so I guess that's it. So let's go ahead and rate the second last cosmetic set. Alright, now these cosmetics are legendary, but I'll be honest, this is the worst variation I've seen so far. It looks like all this ragged clothes. The aura of the chainsaw looks fine, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I'm going to give the chainsaw an 8.5, but this thing, like the cosmetic, it looks horrible. Honestly, it looks like it's a little glitched here. So I'm not going to be a big fan of this, and I'm just going to give this one, I'm going to give this one a 7. Alright, we got the golden version right here. Now, it looks like it has a little same thing here on the skin. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like it's going a bit more form with its yellow form. It looks more like a yellow variation. The gold doesn't really feel golden. It just looks like a rusted yellow or something like that. I don't know if gold's supposed to look like that, but honestly, that's how it kind of feels like. But I noticed the skin went pink, which is interesting. So I'm going to give it a little point of creativity to try something else, and I'm going to give the chainsaw a 9 again, and I'm going to give this skin an 8. And well, that is every single cosmetic that you can get on this update. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and watch this video right here. And if you don't subscribe, Ducky with the knife is going to get you.